What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shimer Fantasy Battle Reports. I got another battle report for you today. It is ETC 2018 Zagreb, Croatia. Guys, I am so annoyed. I just did this whole recording for this whole video. This video specifically. And the audio didn't save. And now my mic cuts out. Like, Jesus Christ, what's going on? I don't know. It's just like nobody wants me to make this battle report. It's like the active gods don't want me to make this battle report. But guys, I'm making this battle report anyways because fuck God. Guys, welcome back to another battle report. I got another game against, this is actually against Latvia. And this is after day one. So day one, we ended up going to this bar here. And they had food all the way at the top floor, so we ended up eating. This is my team right here. In the background, that's Joseph. On the left, that's Titty with his head turned. That is Euron. I think Alan's next to me, I want to say. And then we have Charlie, Lucas, and myself. I feel like we're missing Neil. Neil's on the other side of Euron. There you go. All right. Yeah, so we're eating. We're just having a good time. This is the night before. Me and Titty ended up going back pretty early, and we were on the same page. We're like, we have tournament. We lost 2 games. We really need to make up some ground tomorrow, so that's what we're planning on doing. On our way back, there's this medieval thing where you get to do archery, and Teddy took pictures of me doing first time ever shooting a bow and arrow. My friend from Chicago told me that I was doing this pretty bad because my elbow's way too high, and also something I hate as a trainer myself. My own personal view from this is I hate that I'm locking out my elbow. It's driving me nuts that I'm locking out my elbow. I did a really bad job because it's my first time ever shooting anything with a bow and arrow, and I am from Chicago, you know. Yeah, that they said the target was really low, so it was really hard for me to not shoot high. I kept shooting high. The instructor kept getting annoyed because I kept on making mistakes, which sucks to be him. Alright, but Titty ended up doing the same thing, and Titty ended up doing a better job than me. Anyways, let's go over our game. We're playing against Latvia. Now, against Latvia actually has a couple ringers, and I'm going to try to, again, I just did this battle report. I just did this fucking battle report, and I have to record it again, so, So we ended up, I thought we did a decent job on pairings. We did a decent job. There was one mistake that ended up happening, and it happened at the end. Now, as you can see, there's the cards on the pairings. Now, this picture right here has the people of key interest here. The guy on the right, that's Kaj. He's a vampire Coven. The guy on the bottom, sitting down with the shirt, the flesh-colored shirt, that's the Ogre Con player. And that shirt actually has a belly plate on it. Now, what ended up happening here is we ended up talking. They dropped the last cards. We did the first few cards. We actually got decent matches on those. The last few cards, it was going to be either myself fighting the vampire guy or myself fighting the ogre guy, which is totally fine. I could take either one. I'm not really fond of vampires, but at the same time, what's been happening is Alan has been getting thrown under the bus. Not intentionally, but Alan just hasn't had any wins. So I tell Alan, you're either going to have to fight the vampire guy or you're going to have to fight the ogre guy. Tell me which one you want because I take the other guy. He looked at me with confidence and said, I'll take the ogre guy. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take the vampire guy, which is totally fine. I mean, again, I didn't want to fight the ogre guy either because the ogre guy had pyromancy cannons and all that shit that I really didn't want to deal with either. Now, the guy on the left with the glasses, he is the ringer. I think he's a mercenary from France. And he has a high elf army that has been murdering people. And we didn't want to give him to Titty or Charlie. What ended up happening is, though, they held him back to the last turn, and we thought we had a good matchup process. Titty ended up getting Ivan, which Ivan begged me to fight Lucas, which was hilarious. I should have gave Ivan to Lucas, but Titty was pretty confident. And again, my whole strategy at the moment has been just to give Titty and Charlie the wins they need because they're help carrying the team at the moment. Since myself, Alan, and Joseph have been blanking out pretty much the whole tournament so far. So, what ended up happening is we gave Titty to Ivan, and they held the last guy in their hand, which is the high elf player, and they forced it onto Charlie, which really hurt us, and that's going to be a big loss, unfortunately. That high elf list was pretty nasty. It was 60 white lions and 60 archers, high elf archers. It's just, alright. For magic, I ended up getting. I ended up not taking Comet. I ended up taking the rerolls to hit, Lightning Vambrace, Hand of Heaven, Cleansing Fire, and Smite the Unbeliever. For my opponent, now he has 3 or 4 wizards. He has 4 wizards. One's Witchcraft, which I believe is his general. He has Ancestral Aid from his Evocation. Now he has a guy with Alchemy who has Word of Iron, Gloria Gold, and then he has another guy with Evocation. So basically, this is deployment. Now we're playing Spoils of War. I'm back on this table. This is the exact table I was on game 1. Now there is, as you can see on the left, I put my squad on the left to try to run and grab that objective. Depends on how he deploys. I'm assuming he's going to deploy center heavy, if not right heavy. I kind of feel like that left side's going to get neglected, which is fine. It's totally fine. So I put my chariots there just in case. And I also want to keep my chariots clear of any debris so they don't take DTs for every fucking thing in the game. Goblins in the center, my general and the spider and Crom are all in the center by the ruins because the spider doesn't care about the ruins. Crom can walk around the ruins and my general can fly over the ruins. That's what I figured. My savages are on the right. The savages have the choice of taking the right objective or the left objective, depends on, or the middle objective, I mean, and it just really depends on how he deploys. Now he does deploy center heavy. Now Kaj is a great guy. Kaj is the guy I'm playing against. He put his unit of Vampire Knights all the way on the right to take that objective. He has 2 units of Spectral Hunters. Those Spectral Hunters are on the right and left, and he did that so that way when my scouts pop out, I cannot get into his flank, which is really annoying. It is really annoying. Now he has 2 units of zombies just chilling in the back. He has a unit of ghouls in the fields there. Then he has this big block with all his characters, his BSB, his general, and all his skeletons. So basically, there goes my scouts, there goes my vanguard, and we're going to go ahead and start off turn 1. Well, before I get to turn 1, my scouts are exactly at 18 inches right now, but I think I end up moving back to like 20, 21 inches because I just don't want to get charged by Spectral Hunters. Spectral Hunters will rip apart my unit. I don't have to worry about Terror because I do have the Banner of Discipline, but still, that is a nasty fucking unit to hit my little goblin bunker, which is a good counter to my army right now. Turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. Turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. I move my general up. I move Crom up. Now, Crom and my general really don't care about anything on the right side. The right side, if his Spectral Hunters come out, Crom has magical attacks. If his Vampire Knights come out, Crom is tough 8 and hold them till the Savages help out. And I won't really kill them all. I'll win the grind with the Savages, but it'll take me a while. My Spider's pretty good where she's at. I'm just honestly just thinking about web launching shit. That's all I'm thinking about. So I moved my Spider into the ruins to get closer. My Forest Goblins are running for the objective, and on the left, my squad of Common Goblins are going to run for that objective as well. But what I end up doing is I end up start pincering my Spider Riders in between the squad and his Spectral Hunters. Alright. So, magic, I end up getting a 6, but nothing happens in my magic phase. Nothing really happens. I think I tried to do a Hand of Heaven, fail it. I'm thinking, it looks like I did a couple wounds, actually. I did a Hand of Heaven, and I killed a couple Spectral Hunters. But that's it. It's going to start off his turn. Turn 1, Vampire Coven. Vampire Coven, turn 1. So, where was we in these picks? Okay, turn 1. Magic, he ends up getting a 1, and he doesn't really move. As you can see, this picture right here, he doesn't really move anywhere. He kind of like spreads out a little bit. The one thing is he has the Spectral Hunters behind the hill. I don't know if he did that on purpose or just because the fact that the terrain is so flat that you really couldn't tell. But that doesn't threaten anything on my side of the table at the moment. I think maybe he was doing it to stay away from the idol, maybe? I don't know. But he used the other Spectral Hunters to get closer without getting in charge range of the chariots, but he's also threatening my wizard. Magic, he ends up doing a Pentagram of Pain on my dogs. He ends up killing off 3 dogs, causes them to panic, they run, and they end up running off the table. Does a couple raises to raise up more zombies and skeletons, and that is it. It's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. So I move my general up pretty freaking aggressively. Out of all my characters to be moving, my general shouldn't be the one going up. But the way I look at it is the dogs can't chaff me, his bats can't chaff me, and if he wants to charge his ghouls into me, he's probably going to challenge, and he'll have a charge and 3 ranks, and I'll kill his guy, and I'll be fine. I won't even have to take a leadership check because it'll be 4 on 4. That's not what he's thinking. Anyways, I keep my spider, or my the Space Rock in the ruins. I don't even move him. I basically want to give him DT, so if he charges me, he's going to take DTs with the web launcher. My goblins move up and touch the fucking objective just to grab onto the objective. And I decided to ignore the Vampire Knights on the right side and move my Savages towards the action. Now, he can charge my Savages if he gets lucky on like an 11 or a 12, but if he fails, he's going to get hit with the fucking Idol. That was my whole goal, right? So if he charges in, I'll be steadfast, because he only has 4 Knights. I'll be steadfast with Savages, turn him around, and I'll mess up his day. If he charges into the Idol, I'll be steadfast because he only has 4. He'll do a couple wounds maybe because he's strength 7, but then I'll still hold him for a pretty long part of the game. Guys, there's the first Shy Ambulance of this video, not including the one that I already recorded. But, anyways, that's how it looks now. As you can see, my Spider Riders went 1 wide and started like getting pushed against that wall because these Spectral Hunters are coming for them. Magic ended up getting a 3 on the Flux, and the problem is I don't have comments, right? So I'm doing Magic Missiles only, and he's stopping my Magic Missiles, which is no problem. He's gonna stop Magic Missiles. He's gonna do it. But in my other spells are combat spells, and I'm not in combat yet, so that's not gonna matter. So not much really happens. Gonna go into shooting over here. I end up shooting at his Spectral Hunters, kill off 2 more apparently, and then it's gonna start off his turn 2. Vampire Coven turn 2. So he charges the Vampire Knights into Crom. I was like, oh shit! I thought he was gonna do the Spectral Hunters. But he's like, wait, your guy has magical attacks. I was like, yeah. He's like, screw that. They're only strength 5 or 6 anyway, so he's not going to do wounds. He might do L wound or 2, but not that much. The Vampire Knights have a better chance, which is true. He charges the ghouls in. I was like, ha ha ha, thinking like I outsmarted him. No, he definitely outsmarted me. He charges his brick of skeletons with the characters in to my goblins. I hold, because I'm holding on to that objective. I don't want to fucking get rid of that objective. I'm like, fuck, here he comes. He needs an 8. He rolls a 6. Whew. He charges into these guys with his Spectral Hunters. He fails that one as well. He gets in here with his Knights. He gets into my General with his Ghouls. He fails this one. Now, the way he fails specifically on this one, there isn't enough space for my Spider to get all the way in on the counter charge. Just saying. Over here he fails the charge, and basically he just starts to move his shit around, as you can see. Magic ends up getting a 5 on the Flux, and he ends up doing Whispers of the Veil. So I'm thinking like, okay, whatever, Whispers of the Veil, I'll have less weapon skill, I'll have less leadership by 1, which I get the less leadership by 1. It's gonna suck for me, right? But I'm also thinking I'm so close to Crown that it's not gonna matter, because it's not gonna matter. I have a 3d6 leadership check on a leadership 9. That's pretty good odds. Alright, again, I don't even think I'm going to need to take a leadership check. I'm going to do 4 wounds on the champ kill. I'll be fine, right? No, he goes ahead and he does rerolls to hit with 4 dice. Now, I don't know why he did rerolls to hit versus rerolls to wound. If he would have done rerolls to wound, I don't even know if he had the rerolls to wound. But if he had the rerolls to wound with lethal strike, he would have fucked me up. But he rolled 666 doing it. Now, I can't even stop that. Like, just be dead honest. I can roll 6 dice at it and I won't be able to stop it. I think I only had 5 dice. There's no way in hell I'm stopping that. I have to roll 3 6s and a 5 myself. So I was like, alright, you got it. Blow up your fucking wizard. So he goes ahead and takes the wizard wounds, and he fucking loses his necromancer. Woo! 1 down, 3 characters to go. Alright. So over here, he ends up doing only 1 wound to Crom. Crom sticks because he's steadfast. Crom just goes ahead and swings, but I think I do 1 wound. He armor saves it. Over here, with his rerolls to wound and everything, he does a bajillion of attacks, gets a bajillion poisons, and I armor save every single one of them. Whew. I go back, I end up killing like 4 or 5 guys, and it really didn't matter. I'm going to stay there without even having to take a leadership check. It's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 3, and Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Guys, I'm going to give you a 3-second warning. 3, 2, 1. Wog! I'm going to wog! Charge my Savages into the flank of those fucking Goblins. Charge my Spider in. Now, the way the Spider gets in, I cannot close the door any further than that. That is as far as I could close the door because of the gap between the Spider and the Goblins. I was like, this works out so perfectly. I'm only touching the corner. I cannot get in other than that one corner. I was like, that's perfect. My General's right there. I'm going to hold stubborn. I don't care. There's only 1 character on that corner. I'm just going to assassinate that character. Fuck it. I don't care who it is. Because this is going to give me a minute to kill that ghoul unit and then threaten his flank, which probably will happen. So as you can see, that's how that looks. That's how it looks over here. Now my 2 my wizard and my BSB joined the chariot unit, which I did not know was illegal until after ETC. But what I ended up doing, it didn't really matter. It's not like he's going to shoot me. But what I really wanted was I wanted him to not be able to tear my chariots off. That's why the BSB joined that unit, so that way I wouldn't be charred, and I get some freestanding shoots with the chariots. But my spider riders moved back just because I'm like, fuck that. I'm tired of these guys just chasing me. I'm going to just keep running away. Anyways, my goblins just moved back a little bit. I was like, I'm going to walk away slowly with this objective, and I hope nobody notices. There's a second ambulance. Magic! I got a 2 on the power flux. Don't really do shit. I tried to do some magic missiles. It looks like his spectral hunters are down to 4. It's not going to matter. There's a phase where he just puts them all back up. My wizard's too far to give the combat buffs to my spider, which that becomes an issue a couple times. But so I end up doing Hand of Heaven here. Oh, this is the phase. I do Hand of Heaven. I knock him down to 1 Spectral Hunter left. I try to shoot him, but it doesn't matter. He lives. Over here, close combat. Now you can see he has 2 rubber bands there. What I ended up doing, he has a BSB with the 4-up regen. I go ahead and I do every attack into that fucking BSB. I'm just like, fuck that BSB. If I kill the skeletons, I'll kill so many, but he's going to be like, well, I'm steadfast. I have a BSB. I end up losing like 1 in crumble. So it's not going to matter. I might as well kill his wizard so he can stop casting shit. So I go ahead and I attack everything into his BSB. I did 2 wounds. He wins combat. I am stubborn on a 10. Or 9. I stick. Over here, close combat. Whew. My general just kills 3. But my savages, or impact hits kill 3. Sorry, impact hits kill 3. My savages just wipe the fucking unit. I think I did like 22, 24 wounds, somewhere around there. And he was just like, what? He's like, how many? I was just like, yeah, all the 6s are battle focus. Your weapon skill lower than me. I'm going to fuck him up. I did fuck him up. I fucked him up bad. Now, I could choose to overrun or I could reform. I'm going to reform and threaten his flank. And what ends up happening here is now he just has to feed me chaff. He has to feed me so much chaff just to get this done. Over here, close combat, nothing happens. I stick on a steadfast because he has a banner. And it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn 3. Actually, I don't think he has a banner in that unit. I have to check. I'm going to check because I have it right here. Right here, right now. Kaj, nope. Just a musician. Okay. So I just stick there. Turn 3, Vampire Coven. Vampire Coven, turn 3. He charges the Altar of Undeath into the flank of my spider. He did reform to face my spider, which is going to be a nasty hit. This is going to be nasty. I really need my spider to stick there for 1 turn. That's all it really is. I just need to stick there for 1 turn. So he charges in, gets it to the flank. Now he puts it right towards the edge of my goblins. I don't know why he did that, but he did. Like to threaten my goblins maybe? I don't know. I don't know why he did that. So Magic, he ends up getting an 8 on the flux, which is ridiculous amount of dice he's going to have. So he ends up restoring all the wounds of his Spectral Hunters, which just pissed me off. He ends up screaming with this guy, but doesn't do shit. And let's go into close combat. Close combat, his impact hits does like a wound or 2. Then his general goes, and his general has like strength 6 or strength 5 because he has Kingslayer, but he ends up doing like 4 fucking wounds. So he has a total of 7 wounds onto my spider. Now his BSB goes, doesn't do it. His skeletons do it, they do 1 wound. I armor save it, and he's like, you motherfucker. I'm still stubborn on a 10, and I go ahead and I'm like, I'm gonna swing all my attacks into your BSB. I go into his BSB and I kill his BSB with the spider, with the space rock, with the chicken rock, right? Now, that's an agility 4. That guy was in the front row. So now he has to move his next character, or whatever, the musician or champ or whatever, up. But I think the champ is already up. I think he has to move a character up first. So he does. So he moves his necromancer up, and my goblins kill his necromancer. I was like, wait a second. What armor does he have? It's like no armor. I was like, okay, the crew is going to attack your wizard. Kills the wizard. Oh my god! So 2 more down. He has a champ and he has his general in there. Oh my god, I just butchered his magic. Turn 4, Orcs and Goblins. Turn 4, Orcs and Goblins. I'm going to go ahead and charge the savages into the dogs, get rid of the chap. I charge the goblins into that altar, hoping that I get enough poisons with the rerolls to hit and all that. I charge my general into the flank of his other unit, because basically what I want to do is I want to hold him up. I have a feeling that if I could kill his altar before he gets to swing, and if I could kill his, or hold up his general with my general, that my spider might actually live. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's my plan. So I charge in. Now that's about it. As you can see, my goblin spider riders on the left blocked his charge with his spectral hunters, so they can't charge into my goblins in case I stuck there with my goblins. But everybody got in, basically, boom, 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 and I left my chariots chilling back. My goblin squad is still going forward and still trying to grab that objective. Magic! I end up getting a 4 on the flux. Go ahead and I give these guys cleansing fire. Try to give him reroll to hit, but he freaking stopped that like the plague. Close combat. Now he challenges with his champion. Motherfucker. Stupid champion. So my general wipes his champ out, and he's like, I got the Kingslayer. I have 1 turn at this. I gotta kill. Since I got the +1 strength from your general in combat, I'm gonna kill your spider. He sure does kill my spider. Boop! I'm like, motherfucker. Now, I'm gonna point this out right now. In his block that's still touching the general, you see that yellow rubber band that's chilling there? He goes, I don't feel like pulling the guy out in the front. That's my champ. So I'm just going to put this yellow rubber band there to show you that my champ is dead. That comes back later. That comes back way later. Alright? He said, I'll just do it till I restore him. Then when I restore him, I just take the rubber band off. I go, okay, fine. Now my goblins fighting the altar, they beat the living shit out of that thing. They beat the living shit out of that thing. They do 3 wounds straight. I do the breath weapon at strength 5, and just boom! Just fucking wipe it out, man. Fuck that thing. Alright, so he's gonna reform. I think he fails to reform because he lost combat, but my savage is gonna turn this way, and it's gonna start off turn 4, Vampire Coven. Vampire Coven turn 4. He's gonna try to terror check me here, but I pass. He's gonna go ahead and get into my goblins here, just kill those guys. He starts moving his zombies in front of me because I think he's just trying to chaff me from attacking him with attacking the general fight. And his other zombies are going for the objective, same as my squad. As you can see, they're pretty much the same distance away. Over here, he chaffs me with his fucking bats, stupid bats. And let's see, magic. He got 2 on the flux. Don't know what he did. You'll see it in a minute, but he basically goes ahead and does a wound here onto Crom, but Crom ends up killing one of the Vampire Coven. Over here, close combat, he ends up wiping out my Spider Riders, but he overruns towards my chariots, but doesn't get into the chariots. Over here, he ends up challenging with his general. His general does 3 wounds onto me, and what ends up happening is he does 3 wounds. He has a banner and 3 ranks. I have a flank and like a wound or 2. So he ends up winning combat by like 4 or 5. Plus he has Whispers of the Veil up. So I run, and that sucks. I really do fucking run. And he's gonna chase. Now he's supposed to chase. He has to chase, because if he chases, that's an 1100 point general you catch. The thing is, the way the rules are set is you just turn the direction you're running, right? Which turns them running straight into my savage orcs, which wouldn't be bad, to be honest, because you're gonna just try to wipe out my savage orcs now. That's his main bunker. That's his main block. Why wouldn't he? Right? So my general gets away. My general rolls a 12 to run. He ends up running into my bunker, or into my savages, and that's how it looks right there. This is like the 4th fucking ambulance. Over here, close combat, he does a wound onto Crom. Now here's a big issue that I messed up on. This is a big issue. Somebody actually corrected me on this. But basically how it works is he does 1 wound. I roll 3 dice because I failed to do a wound. I roll a 666. Now under old demonic rules, that means I popped. I just lose my idol. I only had 2 wounds left, so I thought I lost because it was the percentage or the number above the number I needed would make me take that many wounds. It's not. I lost combat by 1. I should have only took 1 wound, and Crom should still be there. That fucks me up big time. I end up popping because I thought I was supposed to pop. He's going to face my general, and that's going to be an issue later. So I'm going to start off my Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. I want to charge the chariots into these guys. I'm like, fuck it. They're coming for me anyways. I'm hoping that I just do enough wounds to pop them on the impact hits. Hopefully he doesn't make enough ward saves. But I decided to charge my goblins into the zombies and my 2 spider characters, my BSB and my wizard, into his flank there. And my whole goal here is, as long as chariots kill the 3 in the back, plus he has great weapons, so I get to swing first. I might be able to kill more than he could attack back. You know what I mean? And granted, I think he could kill my BSB because my BSB only has 2 wounds, but if I could kill the back rank, I'm hoping that he doesn't get enough attacks. Alright. My general rallies. Magic, I get 8. Now, this is a huge fucking phase to get an 8 on. I go ahead and I do a breath weapon onto my wizard, right? I see it, and I start measuring the tape to see how far is it to get the rerolls to hit onto his unit that's fighting my savage orcs. It's too far, but when it's too far, I realize I'm like measuring it, I'm grabbing the tape, and I see this. I see that little yellow ring. That is like the golden ring of like holiness, like ah, and I'm like, he doesn't have a champ. He only did 1 spell. He didn't restore the wound from the champ. He restored the wound somewhere else. He doesn't have a champ. I think he restored his general's wound is what it was. Maybe. No. General didn't have any wounds. I don't know what the fuck it was. He doesn't have a champ. He doesn't have his necromancers. They're both dead. 1 blew up and 1 died from goblins. He doesn't have his BSB because his BSB died of the spider. And he doesn't have a champ. Holy shit. That was just like, I don't even know what happened in Magic. I know I got the breath weapon off. I don't even know what happened in Magic. Close combat. He goes in, and I'm like, challenge! And he's like, fuck! His character's this giant killy lord. His character's this guy who has impact hits and a bunch of attacks and just a ridiculous amount of attacks at strength 5, and he's hitting me on 2s, but he can't because he doesn't have a champ. I was like, holy shit. That was like, I swear to God, that rubber band saved my life. That rubber band was like, it whispered to me like, hey, look at me. There's no champ here. And I'm like, motherfucker. So he rams the shit out of my champ, does 4 wounds. I go back, and I'm just like, I got so many attacks. Battle focus up the ass. I got like probably, I want to say roughly about 21 wounds. And he was like, how many? I got 21 wounds. He's like, holy shit. Boop! His unit crumbles to death. I repeat, his unit and his general crumble to death. Oh my god! You beautiful red bastards, you! I love you! You beautiful red bastards! I love the fact that fucking extra hand weapons ignores parry, by the way. I love the fact that battle focus gives me extra attacks because it gives me a lot more attacks than usual, than average, I should say, when it needed. Holy crap. Oh man, this unit. Mwah, mwah. I love you guys. Over here, close combat. Impact hits, ends up killing the back row. Breath weapon goes and kills more of the back row, and basically he just pops and he loses that unit of spectral hunters, which people are like, how'd you kill the spectral hunters? I was like, with my wizard in combat. Oh man, over here I end up killing his zombies. Over here, half his zombies crumbled from the crumble. Over here, these guys don't crumble. He's going to charge in on his turn 5. Turn 5, Vampire Coven, he charges in with these last 2 knights into my general, and he ends up killing my general. We call the game there. He cannot grab the objective because I would just charge him in the flank. And my goblins on the left side ended up grabbing the objective anyways, which is not pictured. So I ended up grabbing the objective. Holy fuck, that was a hell of a game. Holy fuck, I did not expect it. I lost my general, my spiders, and Crom, and my dogs. I didn't lose that much. And I got the objective. Holy shit. If my general didn't die, it was a 20-0. If my general did not die, it was a 20-0. If I would remember, Crom would have only lost 1 wound. It probably would have been a 20-0. But I don't really care. It was my first ETC win this year. And I'm against a vampire player, too, which is just like, oh my god. Woo. That was a hell of a game. It was the second funnest game I had all weekend. The second funnest game all weekend. The first fun one is actually coming, I believe, I think it's game 5. Game 5 is the one that's like my funnest game ever at ETC. Second funnest game ever, period, in all ETCs. But the first funnest game this weekend. Guys, that was a hell of a game. That was a hell of a match. I can't believe I pulled that one out of my ass. And, geez, it was just the character kill. It was just the fact that he lost every single one of his wizards. That was just like, ah. Man, MVP is a very simple MVP, and it's these fucking red bastards right here. These red bastards, Jesus Christ, they saved that game. When he overran into him and I saw that, I honestly thought I was going to lose. I honestly thought, man, this is another fucking game. He's going to wipe me out. I'm such a fucking failure of a captain on my own team. And he charged in, and I saw that yellow rubber band, and I was like, holy shit. Oh man, Kaj, if you're watching this, you're a great opponent. This, again, like I said, it was one of the funnest games I had all weekend. And it was a great opponent, and I ended up winning this one with a 17 or 18. 18-2. 18-2. Those 2 points are my general. My general's worth 1,100 points. But as overall for our team, let's go over that really quick. Euron got 12 points. Let me put this in again because I'm here. I got 18. Euron won with 12. Alright. Charlie got the 0, and that was the one that hurt us. That was the one game we needed somebody to soak it up for Charlie, because Charlie probably would have got a 20 elsewhere. Neil only got 3. I don't even know what happened in that game, Neil. Who'd you play, Neil? Neil played the Sylvan Elf player. Ooh. Now, Alan got a 0 on the Ogre player, which means that we didn't even out. We got actually a -2 point on that. But in all fairness, I don't think I would have had the same luck on that player, so I think it worked out kind of better for us. Now, we told Joseph from the day before, Joseph, you got to play small. Play for like 12s and 13s. He ended up getting a 16 when he thought he would get a 12. And he ended up, that's his first big win of ETC this year. And I was just like, yes, there he goes. And he goes on a roll after that. He just goes on a roll. Captain Titty had the big upset. Captain Titty only got 9 points off of Ivan. I should have told him the trick on how to get Ivan to open up his flank with his wizard in it. But yeah, that was rough, because he actually has that game. If you're a French speaker, you could go on his Facebook page, which is a French mercenary, and he has the game on video. You can watch it happen, and he just had really bad dice rolls on that one. I mean, that's kind of the game. The game could go either way based on dice rolls. Now, Lucas ended up getting a 15, but overall, as a team, we ended up losing very small. We ended up losing by 7 points. We had 2 zeros. Those zeros could have picked us up. Everybody else actually did pretty decent. Neil got hit pretty hard too, though. That one was kind of a crushing defeat for our team overall, and I think that kind of sparks our next couple games, because our team decides to wake up in the next couple games, because we're on a fight or flight mode. We're in a mode that we're like, we got to do better than this. We got to do better than this, guys. We're better players. We know we are good players on this team, but we are just getting rocked where we don't need to be getting rocked. Well, the problem is the people who are winning small to medium success, but the people who are losing big on our team, and that's kind of what's costing us these matches. As for my own units, I didn't do the points yet, but I can tell you right now, the Space Rock did good, the Savages did pretty good, my Wizard did decent, but really it was just all the Savages. Savages ended up killing off majority of his shit, so I had to give it to these guys. These guys are my true MVPs. And guys, that's about it. If you guys like my videos, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, and if you guys haven't already, guys, or if you guys would like to show your support and help me get to these tournaments that are out of the country or in the country that are just I have to travel to or get a plane ticket to, you guys can always go onto my Patreon and just show your support by donating $1 to $5, and it will basically help me pay for future endeavors, including a new camera. Besides that, guys, that's all I really got. Hope you guys enjoy this, and my next game is against a Slovenian Dread Elf player, and then after that, I got the best game ever, which is against the guy who's #1 in the ETC. Guys, I'll see you there. See you next time. Take care. Hope you guys enjoy this, and peace.